Hello, good morning, my dear students. Today, here in this video, we'll learn about prejudice and discrimination. Class 6, subject Civics, Lesson 2, Prejudice and Discrimination. What do you mean by prejudice? What comes in your mind when you hear of the word prejudice? It is any unfavorable opinion that is formed without knowing the actual fact. Ay pa ba sa ilang tidan chu mihim khat nin thil khat het kha zong hilo mihim khat chunga ahilo ba hala thil khat chunga khu khat chunga negative opinion ki pe ti diam. So people have expressed negative opinion about other people, places or things based on certain preconceived notion or judging other people or places without knowing the actual fact. This is called prejudice. And this prejudice affects our behavior towards a person. When we have this thought or when we have this unhealthy attitude, we are rude to other people or somebody, or we are unfair to other people. So when we treat other people rudely, or when we are unfair to other people on the basis of prejudice, is called discrimination. Discrimination. Mi noisina. Hello, mi Vietnam. I'll tell you some examples of prejudice. Number one, people in the cities lead a very comfortable life. They are lazy and do not want to work hard. Number two, people in the villages are superstitious and backward. They are against any kind of development. Number three, all uneducated people are rude. Next, we should not mix with people who are very different from us. All these statements are examples of prejudice. And do you agree with these statements? Do you really think that people living in city are lazy and do not want to work hard? Or do you really think that people living in villages are superstitious and backward and they are against any kind of development? No. And do you think uneducated people are rude? And do you think it is right that we should not mix with people who are very different from us? No. So when we have this negative opinion, or when we have this unhealthy attitude or a bad attitude, this always leads to discrimination. And we should get rid of all kinds of prejudice and try to judge people only after interacting with them personally and positively. Mihim khat elo til khat cho ay mata in sata het to ka cho judge mo bolo mo dem loading mo say sit loading ti ne tabang dan chu class nga student tha khat hong tai ai dia on mu kha lo mu jong mu khalo itabang hi phat asi jong hello wa cho aunga pa na cho chipa ta ho chinu ta kho kamit ka ha to ki tu poi ti dan ho so tabang cho ahina ahung student nu pa ahung ahina hello wa mo dem mo say sit mo muda so tabang cho kiti na he prejudice. Or when you have that negative opinion, you always discriminate others. Next kind of prejudice. Number one, gender. Gender discrimination is any unequal treatment based on gender and may also be referred to as sexism. Gender discrimination occurs when a person shows prejudice toward another that would not occur had they been the opposite sex. Identification as man or woman. And women face a lot of prejudice at home and sometimes even at the workplace. And on the basis of such prejudice, they are subjected to discrimination. Even today, in many parts of the world, are not treated at par with men. In many places, they are still considered solely as homemakers and are denied right to education. In some places, there are rigid rules on what women can or cannot do, severe restrictions on the activities that women can do even today. Next is the religious. Sometimes people belonging to a particular religion consider others to be inferior. This is religious discrimination. This includes instances when adherents of different religions, denominations, or non-religious are treated unequally due to their particular belief. They try to impose their thoughts and views on them This is called religious prejudice, and this often leads to violence and extreme hatred. When some people consider others to be inferior or particular religion, om nansu mihim khanin ma ho sanga mi ho avet nim hello la ama ho chu asang zo a thing zo a adi zo a agel hello wala Christian khanin Muslim khat amuda hello Muslim khanin Hindu khat amuda so tabang chu ting la kina ke bauna tamta nom si. Next is race. When we say race, we color discrimination. Next is region discrimination, caste discrimination. Prejudice based on region, race, and caste, etc., are deep rooted. People of the so-called superior classes consider people belonging to other classes inferior. Amihim bangkhat chu achung nung pena ki gel elwa asang pena ki gel cho tabang chun midang venim the anui ta abot. Such an attitude leads to a lot of discrimination, and the unprivileged class is not allowed to mix up with the so-called superior class. An extreme forms of discrimination is untouchability. Similarly, some people consider their own region superior to the rest of the country. They are racially superior than the rest of the population and try to dominate others. All such notions often leads to violence, conflicts, and acrimony among people belonging to different communities. The last one is stereotype, about specific types of individuals or certain ways of behaving intended to represent entire groups of those individuals or behaviors as a whole. You can also say that stereotype, image or belief about a person or a group of people based on the idea that everyone in that particular group will look or act in the same way. Stereotype di ting la ihopa waga se ding chun mi pasal khat mi pa khat elo gol hang hang so pang jong pasal khat ka ting la nang jong me ma pinaka ka ham so tabang chu stereotype ihopa wa se ding chun. Sometimes we assign some qualities to a group of people, thereby forming a particular image of them. This image or belief about a person or a group of people based on the idea that everyone in that particular group will look at or act in the same way is called stereotype. Stereotypes are unfair because they prevent us from treating people as unique individuals with different qualities, abilities, likes, and dislikes. And for your assignment, you turn to page 259, exercise A, tick the correct answer. Exercise B, fill in the blank. Note these two down in your notebook and find out all the answer from the textbook. Thank you.